The cursor blinks mockingly on the screen, each pulse a reminder of the words I'm struggling to form. It feels surreal, doesn't it? After all this time, after all the shared laughter, the heated debates, the late-night collaborations, it all boils down to this final message. My fingers hover over the keyboard, hesitant to commit these thoughts to digital ink. There's a weight to these words, a finality that settles heavy in my chest. This might be the last time I write to you, the last time I share a piece of myself with this community we've built together, the last time I log in as the person you all know. It's a daunting prospect, a closing of a chapter that has defined a significant part of my life. For so long I've existed behind a screen, a persona carefully crafted and maintained, but now, it's time to pull back the curtain, to reveal the person behind the avatar. It's a vulnerable moment, a shedding of the digital skin I've grown accustomed to. The anonymity has been a shield, a comfort, but it's also been a barrier. And now, I choose to dismantle that barrier, to step into the light, however briefly. My name is Paul Andrew Hale, a name that might not ring any bells, a name that has been hidden beneath layers of code and online identity. But that's okay, because you probably know me as Zadric Shu, the name I chose, the identity I built, the face I presented to this online world. Zadric Shu, the one who sparked discussions, shared insights, and maybe even ruffled a few feathers along the way. It's been a wild ride, inhabiting this digital persona, exploring the boundaries of online interaction, and forging connections with people from all corners of the globe. Looking back, it's hard to believe how much time and energy I've dedicated to this online world. Countless hours spent crafting content, moderating discussions, and fostering a sense of community. I've poured my heart and soul into this community. Every post, every comment, every interaction has been fueled by a genuine desire to connect, to share, and to build something meaningful. There have been late nights fueled by caffeine and passion, moments of frustration and doubt, but also moments of pure joy and satisfaction. We've laughed together, cried together, and supported each other through thick and thin. We've been through so much together. Remember that time when the server crashed and we all rallied to get it back online? Or that epic collaboration project that brought together so many talented individuals? These are the memories that will stay with me long after I log off for the last time. The shared experiences, the inside jokes, the sense of belonging, these are the things that have made this community so special. But you know, all good things must come to an end. Seasons change, chapters close, and new adventures beckon. It's a natural part of life, this ebb and flow, this constant cycle of beginnings and endings. And while it's bittersweet to say goodbye, I also recognize that it's time for me to move on, to explore new horizons, and to dedicate my energy to other pursuits. So, with a mix of gratitude and melancholy, I offer you my farewell. This is goodbye. A final wave, a closing of the digital door, a stepping away from the persona that has been Zadric Shu. I understand that this news might be unexpected, a sudden departure from the familiar. I know this will come as a shock to some. There might be questions, confusion, and perhaps even a sense of disappointment. But others may have seen it coming. Perhaps you've noticed a shift in my activity, a subtle change in my tone, or a growing sense of detachment. Maybe you sensed that I was wrestling with this decision, weighing the pros and cons, and ultimately choosing a new path. It's been a long journey filled with learning, growth, and countless connections. A journey that has shaped me in profound ways and left an indelible mark on my life. And now, as the train pulls into the station, I gather my belongings, take a deep breath, and prepare to disembark. It's time for me to step off this train, to embrace the unknown, to explore new possibilities, and to embark on a new adventure. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I remember when I started this community. It feels like a lifetime ago, a different world almost. I was so young, so full of naive optimism, completely unaware of the challenges that lay ahead. I had this burning idea, this vision of bringing people together around a shared passion. It was more than just a hobby. It was a calling, a deep-seated need to connect with others who felt the same way. Looking back, I can see how much I've learned, how much I've grown, and how much the community itself has shaped me. It's been an incredible journey, a roller coaster of highs and lows, but one I wouldn't trade for anything. It was just a small group of us. A handful of friends really, huddled together in a coffee shop, buzzing with excitement and ideas. We were all so different, each with our own unique skills and perspectives, but united by this common thread of passion. We spent hours brainstorming, sketching out plans on napkins, dreaming of what we could build together. There was a palpable sense of camaraderie, a feeling that we were on the cusp of something special. We knew it wouldn't be easy, but we were determined to make it work. We were excited about the same things, the same movies, the same books, the same art, the same music. We could talk for hours about our favorite characters, our favorite scenes, our favorite artists. It was like finding a tribe, a group of people who finally understood us. We felt seen, heard, and validated. And that feeling was incredibly powerful. It fueled our creativity, our passion, and our determination to build something amazing together. We wanted to share our passion with the world, to create a space where others could connect, learn, and grow. We started small, with a simple website and a few social media accounts. We poured our hearts into creating content that we hoped would resonate with others. We wrote articles, created videos, and hosted online events. Slowly but surely, people started to notice. They started to join our community, to share their own stories and ideas. And that's when we knew we were onto something special. I poured everything into it. My time, my energy, my heart and soul. It became my obsession, my purpose, my reason for being. I worked tirelessly, often sacrificing sleep and personal time to keep the community running. I answered emails, moderated forums, and created new content. I was constantly learning, constantly adapting, constantly striving to make the community better. It was exhausting, but it was also incredibly rewarding. Thousands of dollars, money that I didn't really have, money that I probably should have saved. But I believed in this community, and I was willing to invest in its future. I paid for hosting, for software, for advertising. I even hired a few freelancers to help with some of the more time-consuming tasks. It was a gamble, a huge risk, but I was confident that it would pay off in the long run. Countless hours. Hours spent coding, writing, designing, and moderating. Hours spent connecting with members, answering questions, and resolving conflicts. Hours spent building something from nothing. It was a labor of love, a testament to my dedication and commitment. I often felt like I was running on fumes, but I kept pushing forward, driven by my passion and my belief in the community. Sleepless nights, nights spent tossing and turning, worrying about the community, wondering if I was doing enough. Nights spent staring at the ceiling, brainstorming new ideas, trying to solve problems. Nights spent working on the website, fixing bugs and creating new features. I was constantly exhausted, but I couldn't stop. I was too invested, too passionate, too determined to let the community fail. I believed in this community. I believed in its potential, its power to connect people, to inspire creativity, to make a difference in the world. I believed that it could be a force for good, a place where people could feel safe, supported, and valued. And that belief kept me going even when things got tough. I wanted it to thrive, to grow, to flourish, to reach its full potential. I wanted it to become a vibrant, thriving ecosystem where people could connect, collaborate, and create. I nurtured it like a garden, carefully tending to its needs, weeding out the negativity, and providing the resources it needed to grow. We grew together. The community grew, and I grew along with it. I learned so much from the members, from their experiences, their perspectives, their ideas. They challenged me, inspired me, and helped me to become a better person. We supported each other, celebrated each other's successes, and comforted each other during difficult times. We were a family, bound together by our shared passion and our commitment to the community. From a handful to a force of 40,000 strong. It's hard to believe how far we've come. From a small group of friends meeting in a coffee shop, to a global community of 40,000 people. It's a testament to the power of connection, the power of passion, and the power of community. It was exhilarating. To see the community grow, to see people connecting, to see the impact we were having on the world. It was a feeling of pure joy, of accomplishment, of knowing that we had created something truly special. It was terrifying, to be responsible for so many people, to manage such a large community, to deal with the constant challenges and conflicts. It was a weight on my shoulders, a constant source of stress and anxiety, and honestly, it was all-consuming. It took over my life, my thoughts, my everything. There were times when I felt like I was drowning, like I couldn't keep up, but I kept going, driven by my passion and my commitment to the community. It was a mountain of effort, but it was worth it. Building this community has been an emotional roller coaster. There were highs and lows, moments of pure joy, and times of crushing disappointment. The excitement of connecting with like-minded people, the thrill of watching the community grow, the satisfaction of creating something meaningful. But there was another side. The constant pressure to create, the fear of not living up to expectations, the sting of rejection and criticism. It takes a toll. Being a creator, an artist, a maker in any field means putting yourself out there. It means sharing a piece of yourself with the world, offering your unique perspective and skills for others to see, to experience, and ultimately, to judge. Whether you're a painter displaying your work in a gallery, a writer publishing your stories online, a musician releasing your songs, or a coder launching a new app, you're making yourself vulnerable. You're opening the door for feedback, both good and bad. It means opening yourself up to scrutiny, to the opinions and critiques of others. And sometimes that scrutiny can be brutal. It can be harsh, unfair, and even downright mean. The internet in particular can be a breeding ground for negativity, where people feel emboldened to say things they would never say in person. This constant exposure to potential criticism can be incredibly challenging for creators, especially those who are just starting out or who are particularly sensitive to feedback. I've received my fair share of criticism over the years. As someone who creates content and puts it out into the world, it's simply unavoidable. It comes with the territory. I've learned to expect it, to some extent, but that doesn't necessarily make it any easier to deal with. The nature of the criticism can vary wildly, from minor nitpicks to scathing personal attacks, some of it constructive, offering valuable insights and suggestions for improvement. This type of criticism, while sometimes difficult to hear, can be incredibly helpful in the long run. It can push you to grow as a creator, to refine your skills, and to see your work from a different perspective. Constructive criticism is a gift, even if it doesn't always feel like it in the moment. Some of it downright cruel, fueled by malice, jealousy, or simply a desire to tear others down. This type of criticism is often personal, attacking your character, your intelligence, or your appearance, rather than focusing on the merits of your work. It can be incredibly hurtful and demoralizing, and it's important to remember that it says more about the person delivering the criticism than it does about you. It's hard not to take it personally, especially when you've poured your heart and soul into your work. When you're passionate about something, it's natural to feel protective of it, and to be deeply affected by negative feedback. It's easy to internalize the criticism, to start doubting yourself and your abilities. Words have power. They can lift you up, inspire you, and motivate you to keep creating. Positive feedback, encouragement, and appreciation can be incredibly validating and can fuel your passion. Knowing that your work resonates with others can be a powerful source of motivation, and they can tear you down, crush your spirit, and make you want to give up altogether. Negative words can linger in your mind, poisoning your thoughts and undermining your confidence. It's important to be aware of the impact that words can have, both on yourself and on others. It's easy to focus on the negative, to dwell on the one critical comment amidst a sea of positive ones. It's human nature to be more sensitive to criticism than to praise. We tend to remember the negative experiences more vividly than the positive ones. To let it drown out the positive, to let it consume your thoughts and dictate your actions. It's something I've struggled with throughout my creative journey. Learning to manage criticism, to separate the helpful from the harmful, and to maintain a healthy perspective has been an ongoing process. It requires conscious effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to learn and grow. It's about building resilience and developing strategies for coping with negativity. I've reached a point where I need to prioritize my own well-being. The negativity has become too much, honestly. It's impacting my mental health, my happiness. I can't keep doing this, not at the cost of my own well-being. This decision has been agonizing. But it comes down to this: I need to choose myself. This is not an easy goodbye. This community has been a huge part of my life. I've met incredible people, made lifelong friends. But it's time for me to move on, to focus on myself, to heal. I wish you all the best. I hope you continue to pursue your passions, to connect with each other, to make this community even better. But honestly, I won't be here to see it. I know some of you will be angry, disappointed, maybe even hurt. I understand. But I hope you can respect my decision. This isn't the end. It's just a new beginning, for me, at least. I'm not sure what the future holds, but well, I'm ready to find out. What will become of this community? I don't know. That's up to you now. Will it crumble without me, or will it thrive? Will it learn from my mistakes, or will it repeat them? Only time will tell. This journey has taught me a lot. About myself, about community, about the power of creativity. It's taught me the importance of setting boundaries, of prioritizing my well-being, of knowing my worth. It's easy to lose yourself in the online world, To let it consume you, to let the negativity get to you. Don't let it. Remember your worth, stay true to yourself, and never be afraid to walk away.